Hello guys, welcome back to 5 Stars Only. In this episode, I plan to start grinding for our first 5-star. Since the last video, the Alkino Chlorine banner has ended, and we have the Yume Mizuki, and Seijuin banners. It might be smart to skip this phase due to Farina and Rise leaving next patch, plus Mizuki is going on standard next patch, and Seijuin isn't a very good unit. However, this is the early stages of the account, and we're going to be getting a lot of polls. So I feel like it's a smart decision to at least go for Mizuki. Firstly, I grabbed the maintenance primos and did the 2 trial runs, giving us 4 polls. The first 3 polls were uneventful, giving us some blues and a Xiangling. However, something happened on the last one.
Hello, I am Yume Mizuki, a clinical psychologist.
Incredibly unexpected. After adding Mizuki to the team, I realized I knew almost nothing about her. All I knew was she was a swell unit that loved DM. For the time being, I put her on Emerald Orb for the passive and leveled her and her weapon to 20. Although I do now believe Magic Guide is better and gave her whatever artifacts I had on hand. I then started the AR10 grind. Because I ended last episode off at AR9, I decided to go grab some waypoints and start unlocking the Tri-Sword seal. Firstly, I went for the Electro Pillar, as I knew a trick from Swords Only to complete it without Electra. Animo Traveler's Burst is also capable of infusing elements applied to the Traveler. Getting shot by an Electro Archer and killing nearby mobs who might mess with the targeting, I stood far enough back from the water not to infuse the burst with Hydro on accident while still being close enough to hit the pillar. That one is down. Was uneventful. Using the same trick used in Atlas domain on a cooking pot nearby allowed me to light it. After a short detour to grab the domain and teleport waypoint and K both, I headed for the final pillar, the cryo one. However, after completing the combat, I very quickly realized I was screwed. There's no cryo enemies in the vicinity, and no other way to proc cryo except for 2 cryo slimes in the first wave of combat.
Disappear!
However, I do know one way that might make this possible without cryo units, but it would require 8 out of 25 for reputation.
It's not as crazy. Fine. At this stage, it's simply, I'll be sure to make...
After doing a bit of exploration in some of Amber's Story Quest, I hit AR10. Using the free standard tempo, I got nothing of interest.
Thanks for your help.
I then proceeded onto the Mondstadt Archon Quest Act 2, getting to speak with Jean and catch her speaking with the Fatui. We talk with Lisa and grab a tear of Dvalin and head out to take a look around. Spotting Venti after a chase commences, we find him at the statue reciting a poem about Dvalin. Once we speak with him and offer to help, he takes us to the statue of the Seven in Windrise, where we are forced to fight an Eye of the Storm. This fight was rather uneventful, even though only Animo Traveler's normal attacks can damage it.
the dragon wasn't the only thing affected by this change in the wind. Now then. I cannot... My disciple... Shocked, aren't you?
If there's nothing...
Wait!
We then headed to the cathedral to steal the Holy Lyre. This is deceptively easy as you can just run through the entire thing. I also remembered to grab as many chests as I knew existed in that area. The Fatui beat us to it, however, and we were forced to flee to the tavern via wind tunnels created by Venti.
Busted, run! What? Follow me.
Master D. Luke, this is this week's accounts.
The disaster.
Well,
Hi! We'd like a seat at your...
After meeting the tavern's owner, D. Luke, we hide from the guards who he helps divert away.
Wow.
Venti explains the
First of all,
situation and he calls Jean, who meets up with us later that night.
I fear this might fall short of their true intentions.
It's their intention.
Using D. Luke's connections, we head out to the Fatui hideout, where the lyre is being held. We get a child D. Luke, which we
Hey,
can
looks like
actually
you
use, and we threaten and bash our way to the end, where a Fatui agent greets us.
Scurry out front.
This fight is easy, as even if he hits us, we have Mizuki to heal us back up. Plus, the child D. Luke is a full extra health bar to get through.
The trouble of having to deal with you herself.
Finally, the lyre! You managed to retrieve it! The pattern of...
What do you think?
Although, as you can see...
Next is the 3 tiers.
Find me
First
at
one
the
is
wine
guarded by
rack.
everyone
I'll
guard.
trade you a
Due
beer
to only
for
having
every
animo units, Mizuki's damage is non-existent, and it has a massive physical damage resistance, so we just whack it with our stick and occasionally skill and burst till it dies. With Mizuki, it just becomes an endurance fight.
Is this...
Paimon didn't think we'd find the volunteers in a place like this.
As knights.
Wow!
Disappear!
The second tier is located in a domain.
that frown
This domain is
upside
easier
down.
than our own guard due to its abundance of enemies applied with elements, which enables Mizuki's swirl.
Cast your worries to the wind!
With the wind!
Even the Abyss Mage at the end is trivial guys, as we just push him into the puddles of water scattered around the room to destroy his shield. The last tier technically has no combat, as you can just run right past the enemies and open the chest. After collecting the 3 tiers, we head back to Dawn Winery, where we purify the tiers, then use them on the Holy Lyre. The final stop on the journey of Act 2 is
Everyone
Starsnatch
is
Cliff,
finally here.
where we have an altercation with the Abyss and Dvalin, who destroys the Holy Lyre and flies away. Also, side note, why do the lines never add up in this section of this dialogue? It's so odd. We get our first look at Lumine, and that she sides with the Abyss.
Your humble servant returns. When your homeland returns to this world, we shall revel in its glory.
And that concludes Act 2.
Last night tasted wonderful. Thank you for sharing it with me.
My current plan is AR-18, to start Act 3 with a pit stop at AR-15 for character ascension. After doing some cooking and forging, we hit AR-14 and head off to do some ley lines for the final part of Chapter 3 of the handbook. We also unlocked commissions, and immediately head out to complete them. On the way, we unlock Cecilia Garden for weapon materials. We then spend the pools gained, and continue doing ley lines for the handbook, hitting AR-15 in the process. We level Mizuki, Traveler, and both their weapons to 40. Although we do run out of books and can only get Ether to level 35. And after a few more wishes, that is where I will leave episode 2. As always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, as it would really help me beat the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you all next episode.